Hi, my dear children. How are you all? Fine. All are staying at home safely? Okay. So I know that my 8th standard children are the best. So they are performing everything in the beautiful way and also with more dedication. So what all things we give, the teachers give you, you are doing it in a beautiful and the best way. Okay. So I especially appreciate my 8th standard kids for doing this in a better way. Okay. So we are back here with the biology chapters. Okay. And also, do you know what is the chapter now? Any guess? Yes, we are here with the chapter Conservation of Plants and Animals. From the term itself, it's very clear that what all things we are going to discuss here. So in your topic, this conservation of plants and animals, we have to discuss about deforestation, the main thing, and you know that, and also you are learning from the childhood itself what is this deforestation, is it? What is it? Cutting down of trees. That is what about the deforestation. We'll go in detail later. At first, I'll tell you what all things we have to follow in this chapter. Okay, so deforestation, then the next is desertification, then conservation of wildlife. In that, we have to learn a lot about the Biosphere Reserve, endangered species, extinct species, red data book. All these we have to take care of how about this wildlife species. Okay, so before that, let me ask you, what is this conservation? It's a protection. Sorry for the sound disturbance because I'm taking this video outside. As usual, the power is not there. So, okay, because I have the real love towards my 8th standard children to give you this topic, so I just took this portion this time. Okay, so my children, hope you all are enjoying this chapter, and I know that all love their pets and all, and some of them have the craze on plants, so definitely they will listen this chapter very beautifully. And also at the end of this chapter, you have to give your presentation how you will take this chapter in a better way other than me. Okay, so anyway, let's move to the chapters. Are you all ready? Nothing else, because all these topics we have to follow. The deforestation, desertification, how to conserve this wildlife. Then in that we have to know about Biosphere Reserve and also Biosphere Reserve and some of the topics related on that, especially like endangered species, then national park, sanctuaries, all these are we are providing a better protection for the species. That is what our main intention. Hi, I welcome you all to this chapter, interesting chapter. So welcome you all to the chapter Conservation of Plants and Animals. Enjoy this chapter, my dear children. Now let's learn what all things we learn at the end of this lesson. Okay, so you can identify the causes and consequences of deforestation, understand the need and steps taken for conservation of forest and wildlife, then understand the purpose of making wildlife sanctuaries, national parks and biosphere reserve. Then define flora and fauna, define endemic species and animals, define endangered animals, then understand the need for recycling of paper and reforestation. Got it clear with? All these topics we will be able to learn in this chapter. Hope you will enjoy these topics. Mama, what happened to these forests? When we were here 1 month before, it was lush green forest. What happened now? These trees in the forest are cut for different purposes like procuring land for cultivation, building houses and factories, making furniture or using wood as fuel. So some natural causes of deforestation are forest fires and severe droughts. Mama, lot of dust is coming inside the car and also feeling hot. Can you switch on the air conditioning? Yes, why not? Do you know that increase in temperature and pollution level is caused due to deforestation? Deforestation increased the level of carbon dioxide in the air. During photosynthesis, plants use carbon dioxide. Fewer trees would mean that
less carbon dioxide will be used up and thus its quantity will increase in the atmosphere. So this will lead to global warming as carbon dioxide touches the heat rays reflected by the earth. So the increase in temperature on the earth disturbs the water cycle and reduces rainfall, resulting in droughts. Groundwater level also get lowered. Now see, wildlife sanctuary, national park and biosphere reserve are the names given to the protected areas for conservation and preservation of forest and wild animals. So here these will be protected. So plantation, cultivation, grazing, hunting and poaching are protected here. Got it, my dear children? This sanctuary, national park and biosphere reserve. Okay. So here the plants and animals found in a particular area are termed as flora and fauna of that area. Do you know that what are endemic species and animals? Any idea? Yes, endemic species are those species of plants and animals which are found exclusively in a particular area. Sal and wild mango are two examples of the endemic flora of the Pachmari Biosphere Reserve. Indian giant squirrel and flying squirrel are two endemic fauna of this area. Now, wildlife and sanctuaries provide protection and suitable living condition to wild animals. So, sanctuaries are places where killing or capturing of animals is strictly prohibited. Got it, my dear children? Okay, now reserves like Satpura National Park are large and diverse. So they protect whole sets of ecosystem. They preserve flora, fauna, landscape and historic objects of an area. So there are some animals whose numbers are diminishing to a level that they might face some extinction. So these are said to be endangered animals. See that wolf, leopard, wild buffalo and barasinha. Now let's see this ecosystem. See, an ecosystem is made of all the plants, animals and microorganisms in an area along with non-living components such as climate, soil, river deltas, etc. Now, how do we know that which all animals are endangered animals and plants and what are their present number? To know that, there is the Red Data book. Red Data book is the source book which keeps a record of all the endangered animals and plants. So there are different Red Data books for plants, animals and other species. Ammu, so many papers in the dustbin. What are you doing? Sorry, mom. If each student saves at least one sheet of paper in a day, we can save many trees in a year. We should save and reuse used papers. So the rare side of the paper should be used to take printouts. Do you understand? Mom, is there any other way we can help save energy and trees? What is the answer to deforestation? The answer to deforestation is reforestation. What is reforestation? Reforestation is restocking of the destroyed forest by planting new trees. We should plant at least as many trees as we cut. So, have you got it, children? In this lesson, we are able to identify the causes and consequences of deforestation, then understand the needs and steps taken for conservation of forest and wildlife, then understand the purpose of making wildlife sanctuaries, national parks and biosphere reserve, define flora and fauna, then endemic species and animals, endangered animals, then understand the need for recycling of paper and reforestation. So my dear children, we are repeating once again with all the definition terms, and also I didn't explain about the project tiger and migration in those videos, so kindly listen that also. So at first we have discussed with deforestation. Deforestation means clearing of forest and using that land for different purposes. So trees in the forest are cut for like some of the purpose like procuring land for cultivation, building houses and factories, making furniture or using wood as fuel. Got it? Then what are the consequences of this deforestation? Some natural causes are there for. Yes, forest fires and severe droughts are the causes for this deforestation. And consequences, when we talk about, what are they? Yes, increased chance of natural calamities like floods and droughts. What is this drought? Drought is a period of time when an area or region experiences below normal precipitation. That's what about the drought. Then, have you heard of this desertification? Yes, what is it? That means the physical properties of the soil get affected by this plantation or vegetation, and yes, that removal of the top layer of the soil exposes the lower, hard and rocky layers, and this soil has less humus and is less fertile. So gradually the fertile land gets converted into deserts, and that is called desertification. Clear, children? And also this deforestation leads to decrease in the water holding capacity of the soil. We all know that. You have noticed that. Is it so? Then, in the conservation of forest and wildlife, we have to know about the protected areas. What are they? Wildlife sanctuary, national park, biosphere reserve. So let's know what is this wildlife sanctuary. What is it? The areas where animals are protected from any disturbance to them and their habitat. What is habitat? A place where the organism live. Got it? Then about the national park. Areas reserved for wildlife where they can freely use the habitats and natural resources. Then what about the biosphere reserve? Large areas of protected land for conservation of wildlife, plant and animal resources and traditional life of the tribals living in that area. Got it? That's about the biosphere reserve. Is it clear about the biosphere reserve? Once more I'll repeat. Biosphere reserves are the areas meant for conservation of biodiversity. I know that you are aware that biodiversity is the variety of plants, animals and microorganisms generally found in an area. So the biosphere reserves help to maintain the biodiversity and culture of that area. So a biosphere reserve may also contain other protected areas in it. You know some of it. Pachmari Biosphere Reserve consists of one national park named Satpura and two wildlife sanctuaries named Bori and Pachmari. Note these names, Bori and Pachmari. Got it? Children, is it okay with the chapter? Okay. Now let's know about the flora and fauna. It's very simple. Flora means plants. Fauna means animals. So the plants and animals found in a particular area are termed as flora and fauna. Okay. And you know some of the names, sal, teak, mango, all these are the flora. Okay. Animals means that is fauna. Wild dog, leopard, those examples. Okay. Now let's know about the endemic species. Endemic species. Endemic species are those species of plants and animals which are found exclusively in a particular area. Exclusively means it will be found only in those regions. Clear? That is what about the endemic species. Clear, children? Okay. Okay. Now so let's know about this sal and wild mango. Two examples of this endemic flora of the Pachmari Biosphere Reserve. Where is it? Pachmari Biosphere Reserve. Okay. So bison, Indian giant squirrel and flying squirrel are endemic fauna of this area. Okay. So this is what I have to talk to you about the endemic species. Now what do you mean by the species? Yes, species is a group of population which are capable of interbreeding. This means that members of a species can reproduce fertile offspring only with the members of their own species and not with the members of other species. Cat belongs to the cat species. Dog belongs to the dog species. Got it? So members of a species have common characteristics. Okay. Now let's so, Project Tiger, what's that? Yes, it's for the protection of tiger population. So, Project Tiger was launched by the government to protect the tigers in the country. And the objective of this project was to ensure the survival or maintenance of the tiger population of the country. Okay, so next we'll see with, and you know that tiger, it's one of the many species which are slowly disappearing from our forest. But the Satpura Tiger Reserve is unique in the sense that a significant increase in the population of tigers has been seen here. So animals like lions, elephants, wild buffaloes and Barasinha were also found in the Satpura National Park. Now, have you heard of this endangered animals? Yes, animals whose numbers are diminishing to a level that they might face extinction are known as endangered animals. Clear, children? Okay, so human activities like grazing, poaching, hunting, capturing of animals or collection of firewood, medicinal plants, etc. are not allowed in these protected areas. Okay, have you heard of this? Small animals are much more in danger of becoming extinct than the bigger ones. Yes, at times we'll kill snakes, frogs, lizards, bats, and owls ruthlessly without realizing their importance in the ecosystem. So, by killing them, we are harming ourselves. They might be small in size, but their role in the ecosystem cannot be ignored. So, what is this ecosystem? An ecosystem is made of all the plants and animals and also microorganisms in an area, along with non-living components such as climate, soil, river deltas, etc. Now let me talk you about the red data book. I already show you in that video. Red data book is the source book which keeps a record of all the endangered animals and plants. That is what about the red data book, and also it is maintained internationally by an organization. Now children, what is this migration? Heard of migration? Yes, you are learning in the smaller classes about migration. Migration is the phenomenon of movement of a species from its own habitat to some other habitat for a particular time period every year for a specific purpose like breeding. Got it? That is about the migration. Then we have discussed with the recycling of paper. You know that 17 full grown trees we use to make 1 ton of paper. So we should save paper. All these things you have learned. Then finally with the reforestation. What is this reforestation? Reforestation is restocking of the destroyed forest by planting new trees. Okay, so that's all about this chapter, and I wish the chapter is very clear to you and very interested way you enjoyed this chapter. Okay, so thanks for patiently listening. Take care.